And next, inshallah, I will give just a brief information about the bibliography or works cited. So, about my dears methodology, all of us are the students of English literature, okay? And our research type is qualitative. Our research type is qualitative, okay? Quality is there for us. We are talking about qualities, not quantities, okay? Then, due to this system, we follow the librarian method, okay? For English literature students, in the part methodology, it is enough to mention this. This study, being a qualitative study, will follow the librarian method, okay? Librarian method. Now, what do we mean by librarian method? It means that you are going to survey and read some books, some articles, some interviews, and some information from internet, okay? Then you are going to collect your data through reading of books, reading articles, reading some information from internet, and so on. Okay, in this case, you are going to collect your data through reading of books, as I said. So, instrumentation of your study, of your research type, is just librarian method. Your tools are different from the quantitative research. There in quantitative research, they need questionnaire, they need reading of something, they need observation of the cases in the field, okay? So they need some instruments, I mean evaluation instruments, assessment instruments are there, SPSS is there for them. But luckily for English literature, we need only librarian method, not other things, okay? So, in part methodology, okay, Reza, we will talk about this, okay? Keep it for next time, because today I would like to finish my own job on this. Tomorrow also, inshallah, we will have class with together. Then there I am going to evaluate your titles. Okay, already I have done for some friends, but tomorrow those still haven't sent their titles for me. Then inshallah I will talk about such things tomorrow. Yes, so for the methodology part, as I said, my friends, you are going to write that only my research is a qualitative research, and just I am going to read some I need librarian method, and I am going to read some books, some articles, and some maybe interviews, and also some information I will take from the internet sites and these things, okay? But after collecting your data, these are the ways. You are going to read some books, some articles, then you are going to collect your necessary data from such books and articles. Then you are going to analyze them, my dear friends. But what are your analyzing tools for your research type? For you only, you need some approaches, my dears, some theories, okay? Some theories are there. You are going to evaluate your data of research through that approaches. For example, as I mentioned already for you, suppose that you are working on what we say, savagery in Lord of the Flies. Okay, savagery in Lord of the Flies. Maybe you are going to uh, evaluate your data which collected from the books and articles, you will go to use, for example, modernism theory, okay, postmodernism theory. Then through that things you are going to evaluate your data, okay? Just type of research, for example, quantitative research, then for analyzing your data, you need some instruments, okay? Then you need some instruments, and you should prepare, first of all, those instruments for yourself. Then you can evaluate your own data. But here in literature, you need just some theories of literature, and due to those theories, you are going to evaluate the features which are there in those theories, and you are going to compare your own theories, your own findings and your own data with that theories of literature, my dear friends. So this is methodology, a part of your proposal. I will send you, don't worry, I will send you a pamphlet after class, then you will get all parts of the writing proposal there, don't worry about it. But I'm not going to ask any question from that pamphlet, as already I said you, just the first pamphlet is there from me, up to page 41. You are going to prepare it for your exam. The new file which I'm going to send you, I will not ask any question from this one. Good afternoon, Ali. How are you? After methodology part, my dear friends, after methodology part, you are going to talk about limitations and delimitations. Or before that, we have key terms also, key terms. Key terms, okay, key terms. And also, just do not confuse key terms with keywords, okay? Those keywords and key terms are there for your proposal, okay? But keywords are those words which you mostly use them through your study, okay? Many times you are repeating such words. For example, in the title, Psychological Problems of Hamlet, okay? From Freud's point of view, for example, here, psychological problem can be a keyword for you. Hamlet can be another word for you, and Freud can be one more keyword for you. But key term is different thing. Key term means those new terms which you are going to use them, especially theories. For example, you say Oedipus complex of Freud, for example, or overthinking, or delay, okay, or insanity, okay, insanity. This word is not keyword. This is key term. What does it mean? It means that you suppose that you imagine that the reader, the supervisor, the audience does not know much about that thing, I mean that term, then you should give some definitions for insanity. But from you should get such information from reliable and valid sites, valid books, not from everywhere. For example, Wikipedia is not okay to take something from Wikipedia to bring it for insanity, or for vorticism, or for psychology, okay? Or many other terms which are there. Sometimes 3, 4 terms, I mean key terms are there. then you should prepare some definitions for such terms in your proposal, but information must be reliable and valid. And you should bring some, what we say, sources for them, and you should acknowledge them also. For example, suppose that for insanity, you are going to write, yeah, according to Webster Dictionary, insanity means this. Okay, definition of insanity from Webster Dictionary. Then this dictionary is valid and it has reliability. Then you cannot write just your own words about the key terms. So for a proposal, sometimes you need some key terms which you should provide for them in your proposal. And after that, we are going to talk about limitations. Limitations and delimitations. It should be one of the other feature of your proposal also. Limitations and delimitations. Limitations and delimitations. This part must be there in your proposal also. What do we mean by limitations and delimitations? Okay. For example, in your own study, suppose that you are talking about Hamlet's problem in your own study from psychological point of view. Okay. You are going to write in this part of your proposal, the researcher is going to analyze or to study these elements of only 3 or 4 or 2 elements of psychology in Hamlet's play, okay, in play of Hamlet by Shakespeare. But the other psychological issues and problems still are there, okay? These are the shortcomings of this study. Your study would not be a complete one, as I said already, okay? So some shortcomings are there for your research work. Then it's okay to mention them. Because whenever you are going to give me information, suppose that I am your referee in your Viva session, if you write that limitations for me in your proposal, then I am going to easily understand that yes, some limitations are there for your study. But sometimes, my dear friends, sometimes the shortcomings and the blemishes and problems are not there in your your work of study, but outside. They are outside of your research type, okay? What does it mean? It means that you need some articles to read them. You need some books to read them, okay? But you cannot find them. But you cannot buy them through internet because maybe you have not Visa card to pay for them, okay? Then for such cases, in the limitations of your proposal, you should mention that yes, as a researcher, I could collect just these 3 or 4 books about Hamlet's problem. Still, I got many books on that case, but I couldn't afford them. I couldn't buy them because maybe from sites, because I hadn't any Visa card, or sometimes you can mention that because we are in crisis and something like this, and because of the shortage of time, I couldn't maybe finish all of them. In all those books are there which entitled about this topic. I don't finish all of them, and the others can something about these things, my dears. So this is limitation and limitations. Once again, I am repeating the case. Limitations. You should mention that psychological problems are various. Many psychological problems are there in Hamlet, okay? But I could choose just 3 of them. And because of the shortage of time, I couldn't choose all of them because it takes so long time to study them. And about the limitations, you are going to write that yes, many books were there for psychological problems of Hamlet, but I could find only 2 or 3 of them, and I couldn't manage all of them. I couldn't afford all of them. This is the delimitation part of your proposal, which you should write about it for us in your proposal, my dears. Okay, after limitations and delimitations, it is the part which we call it significance of study. But in some proposals, it comes after a statement of problem also. Okay, they differ. They differ. But sometimes significance of study comes after a statement of problem. Significance of study. Sometimes it comes after statement of problem, but sometimes it comes at the end of the proposal. For literature, it's okay to put it after statement of problem. But for other cases, for APA system, for majors like physics, chemistry, and others, it's okay to use significance of a study at the end of your proposal. So here you are going to talk about the importance of your study. Why this study is important, okay? You should give some information about that cases for us. For example, you are going to say, yeah, study would like to show that, indicate that why Hamlet can't kill his uncle and his wife, his mother, though he knew that they killed his father. Okay, this is the case. You are going to talk about the significance of your study here within just 2 or 3 sentences. You are going to tell us why your study is important. Okay, why your study is important, and after that part, we reach to the chapter design. Yes. Chapter design, or simply you can say that chapterization. Okay, chapter design. After significance of a study, your proposal must follow chapter design or chapterization. What does it mean, my dear friends? In here, you are going to talk about the framework of your study, the framework of your study, of your research type. What do we mean by that framework? You are going to say that this study or this research, better to use lovely words. For example, here you say that envisages. Study envisages. Envisages. What does it mean? It means include. It include. Okay. This study envisages 5 chapters. Now, for English literature, we have 5 chapters. Okay, for MA. For MA students, we have 5 chapters. both for APA style and for MLA style also. For both of them, we have 5 chapters. Then here in this part of your proposal, you are going to write that this research type, this research study envisages 5 chapters, okay, including chapter 1, what would be introduction. The first chapter for you is introduction. Okay, introduction. This is first chapter for you, introduction, my dear friends. Hello, Mona. Introduction. In this part, you are going to give just some information about your chapter introduction. So just remember, my dear friends, chapter introduction is the expanding, okay, kind of your own proposal. Just you are going to say that, yes, in chapter introduction, the study would like to talk about significance of the study, statement of problem, this. Just you are going to write about the elements of proposal in introduction chapter, but it must be a little bit expanded in your thesis, okay? In your thesis, you are going to put your proposal there, but for example, if your proposal is 10 pages, your introduction chapter must be 25 pages, okay? Hello, Habeida, how are you? So take care of such things, okay, my dears? You are going to write that, yes, this study envisages 5 chapters, including introduction. Then you are going to give some information about introduction chapter. Then you will say that after that, chapter 1. Chapter 1 is there. In chapter 1, I'm going to talk about the play Hamlet, for example. Just again, you should give us 2 or 3 lines information about your chapter 1. What are you going to do in chapter 1? Then you will say that chapter 2. Yes, I am going to talk about the psychological problems in chapter 2, okay? In chapter 2, and chapter 3, okay? Then in chapter 3, I'm going to talk about, for example, I'm going to find out whether Hamlet has psychological problems or not, okay? Like this, you are going to give some brief information just within 2 or 3 lines for us about your chapters. So, remember, your proposal must have the feature entitled chapterization or chapter design. Then in that part, you are going to write that this study envisages 5 chapters, including introduction. In introduction, I am going to talk, or the researcher is going to talk about this, and that, okay? Chapter 1. In chapter 1, the study would like to study the play Hamlet, for example, totally. In chapter 2, the study is going to evaluate the elements of psychology. In chapter 3, the study is going to talk whether the psychological problems are there in Hamlet or not. Something like this you should write for us in your proposal. And the last chapter for your thesis must be chapter conclusion. Conclusion. Okay? This is the last chapter for you. So, introduction 1, chapter 1, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and conclusion. Okay? Altogether, we have 5 chapters. 5 chapters. Then chapter 1. Hello, Heba, how are you? Introduction, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and the last chapter is your conclusion chapter, my dear friends. In conclusion chapter also, we give just information, brief information about your conclusion. Yes, the study is going to evaluate the collected data and to give the results and outcomes of the chapters. Okay, for example, yes, in chapter 1, the outcomes are these, that, and that. In chapter 2, the outcomes and the results are these and that. And in chapter 3, the results and outcomes are these and that. Okay. Then conclusion part is there, and your conclusion is there, and last words in your thesis, inshallah, will be there as recommendations for further study, but they belong to your thesis, not for your proposal. These are the whole things of your proposals, my dear friends. Remember, one by one. Remember them one by one. Your proposal, first of all, your title must be there in your proposal. Title. Then introduction part is there. The statement of problem. Okay? The statement of problem. Better to put after that is the significance of study. Significance of study. Then it's okay to talk about review of literature. Review of literature. Then better to write something about your hypothesis and questions. But for you, as I mentioned, just questions are enough. And 3 questions for your cases are enough, my dears. And after that, questions, you are going to talk about your methodology. And after that, key terms maybe must be there for you. And then after key terms, it's okay to talk about the significance of the study, or if you put that after the statement of problem, then you do not need to repeat it again in your proposal. And then you are going to talk about chapterization or and delimitations, and also key terms. Key terms must be there for your proposal. And the last thing which you are going to talk about it is your chapterization or chapter design of your study. These are the elements which must be there in your proposal. Hello, Mohnat, how are you? But now, my dear friends, you should mention the important part of your proposal, which is works, works cited. This is the last part of your proposal. Works cited. For this case, my dear friends, at the beginning of our sessions, I mentioned to you MLA style. Okay, MLA style. You should refer to the AVL University site, AVL University site. There you can collect MLA style, but you should collect the last or latest version of MLA style there, not the old one. Okay, I think ninth edition is there for you, ninth edition for 2021. It is available there. You should download it from this site, I mean our university site for yourself, because always you should keep it with you. In MLA system, you are going to talk about you are getting some information about how to give your details in your work cited or bibliography. Bibliography. First of all, you should remember it must be in alphabetic way, okay? In alphabetic way. You should arrange your works cited part in alphabetical way. Aryan Ali. If sources are there for you from this man, then because it is A, then Aryan must become. Then if the writer's name is Barik, for example, then after Aryan it must come. Okay? Then in alphabetical way, you should manage and arrange your part, I mean this works cited part and or bibliography part. But it is okay just to write works cited. Bibliography means that sometimes you can use some books, you can read some books, but extractions are not there from that books in your work of study, okay? Still you can mention the name of that books also in bibliography. But whenever it is works cited, okay, it means that just you are going to give the details of those resources which you have used through your work of study or research, okay? This is the difference. Then better to write cited, works cited. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. How many sources are there in your proposal? You must mention them in part, okay? Bibliography or website. And for that, manage it to write it. You should go through MLA style to get full information. Books, then articles, then pamphlets, then interview, then some information from internet. Then you should know how to give the bibliography information of such resources for us in your work site parts. Okay. First, remember that you should add them alphabetically. And just to give example, these things are there in my own file already. I have sent it. One by one, I have anything in that pamphlet which I sent you already. You can go and read it totally. Everything is there. For example, if you get some information from, for example, my book, Ocean of Purity, for example, Ocean of Purity, okay? Just I'll give example, Ocean of Purity. This is my book's name, okay? So the writer's name is Ali Aryan. Okay, Ali Aryan. Ali is first name. Aryan is the last name. In bibliography or work cited, just you should bring the last name first and then first name. Okay, you should bring the last name first, and then first name. So for that case, for this book, in your bibliography or in your work cited, you should write Aryan, comma, Ali. Okay? Then full stop must be there. Aryan, comma, Ali, full stop must be there for us. Aryan, comma, or is this not comma? Yes, Aryan, Ali, then full stop must be there. Aryan, Ali, okay? Then you should put the name of book after this. This is MLA system, my dear friends. This is MLA system. I'm talking about MLA system, not APA. After this name, the name of book must be there, and it would be in italic form. It would be in italic form because this is the name of book, okay? Remember, Ocean of Purity, okay? Then again, full stop must be there. Aryan, Ali, Ocean of Purity, okay? Then full stop is there. Then, according to MLA system, those books which published before 19,000, then you should put the name of the city which that book published in it, okay? But if your books are published after 19,000, then you do not need write the name of the city, okay? So this book have been published in 2010. Then you do not need to put the name of the city there, okay? But you should put the name of the publisher, okay? The name of the publisher must be there for us. Diamond, okay? My book has been published by Diamond. Diamond, sorry, Diamond. Diamond publication. 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 Diamond. Publication. Okay. So Aryan, Ali, Ocean of Purity. This is the name of book. Then Diamond Publication. This is the name of the publisher, and the comma must be there after this. Then you will write the date of publication, okay? And full stop must be there. Then it should be totally Aryan, Ali, full stop, Ocean of Purity, full stop, Diamond Publication, comma, 2010, full stop. This is the case, my dear friends, okay? This is the right way of, but as I mentioned to you, Ocean of Purity is the name of my book, then it should be in italic form. It should be in italic form. But you should know that for APA system, the date comes after the full name. Aryan Ali, 2010, Ocean of Purity, Diamond Publication. This is the way of what we say, giving your details of resources in your work cited, in your proposal, okay, for me. Then if it is article, instead of writing the name of book there, you should put the name of the article, and then the same information must be there for us. And if you get something from internet, you should give the address of that bar system for us, and also you should give the date, the exact date and time which you got that information from internet for us. And luckily, about all these things, I have written something for you in my pamphlets. Then you can go on it, and easily you can understand what the hell is going on there. So, my lovely and dear friends, these are the elements or features of a proposal for English literature, okay, student. You should write first the name of title, then the name of title, after that introduction, then the statement of problem, significance of study, survey of literature or review of literature, then inshallah methodology, or hypothesis and questions must be there, then methodology must be there, then after methodology key terms must be there, then after that limitations and delimitations must be there. After that you should put the chapterization, okay, chapterization, and then bibliography or work cites. These are the whole material which you should talk about them in your proposal for me. Many friends have their own titles already, and you should start writing your proposal for me, inshallah, as soon as possible, and send them through through my email for me. Remember, my dear friends, remember this case. You are writing your proposals. Sometimes your own voice must be there. And I said, what do we mean by own voice? Own voice means that I should see your own words also. You cannot copy everything from somewhere and paste it onto your proposal. Then you should take care of that things. Novelty must be there in your titles and proposals. And if you take something from somewhere, then should acknowledge it. Acknowledgement means you should give the resources of that words for me, of that information for your proposal. If not, it is taken as a plagiarism. Plagiarism means it would be copy and paste proposal, and on that case you would be in trouble really. Then please, I'm waiting for your proposals, and for these rest sessions, inshallah, I am going to talk about your titles, evaluate them, and sometimes if anybody sends me proposal, we are going to evaluate them also within the other sessions, because we are close to the exam time. We should finish, inshallah, this job this week, and inshallah, you are going to make yourselves ready for the exam. But before the exam, you should send me your proposals, inshallah. Okay, my dear friends, if any question is there, please ask me about the proposal and its features. But I repeated many times. Maybe I am going to send you again the features of a proposal. And one by one, I talked about them for you. And inshallah, I'm waiting for your informative and academic proposals. Thank you very much, my dear friends. And thank you again for joining me here for this makeup class. I do appreciate your struggles and challenges and your respect for the class also would be appreciated. And have a good day. Take care of yourself and enjoy life, please. Thank you. And inshallah, see you tomorrow again in our usual classes. Thank you, my dears, and lovely day.